So put this on you. I don't know what it's going to do with two of us.
Yeah.
Might have to change it to just turn it off. Just turn it off. Right. So this is Steve. Steve is an advocate for health. He does what's called
Rolling Strong.
Rolling Strong. Rolling Strong is his business where he helps out exactly how it sounds. Truck drivers and people over the road to stay healthy and to live a good life and to be able to continue doing what they love by being healthy.
Yeah, absolutely. Truck drivers is an easy target for us in a way because they're statistically the most unhealthy people in the workforce.
Why do you say that?
So they have the highest rate of diabetes, the highest rate of hypertension. Over 40% of truck drivers are obese. 33% of them are morbidly obese, and they have to pass a DOT physical to be able to drive a truck. And so, in fact, over half of the drivers that get tested, out of 3.5 million drivers, almost half of them get a short-term card every year, which is indicative of the fact that truck drivers are very unhealthy.
And they're all based on diet. I guarantee you what it comes down to in the long run is the horrible food that they have to consume.
Yeah.
We're not giving them good food. We're not giving them a place that has great food to pick up. Maybe now at some of these bigger truck stops and all, but the fast food that was actually targeted for people in vehicles is just garbage.
Yeah.
They consume it. They don't exercise. They have to be on the road for 10 hours a day sitting down.
Yep.
It's not like that movie where you see Arnold
Sylvester Stallone
pulling on the weights. That'd be great. And that's probably something he advocates for, but you don't see any guys doing that.
Yeah. So we've set up an ecosystem or an environment that really forces drivers to fail. So they drive 11 hours a day. They can be on duty 14 hours. That's more hours than most of us work in a day. They're confined to a truck or a truck stop. Not a lot of places to exercise. All truck stops are a sea of junk food. And most of them are, big buffet lines with fried chicken and unhealthy foods. And they're alone and they're in isolation. And so depression creeps into that. So mental health is a huge, factor of being a driver. So we focus on the 5 components that you can control as an individual to control your health: sleep, fitness, nutrition, hydration, and well-being, which includes the mental health aspect of it. So what we're looking to do is make small changes for truck drivers. Let's change a little bit of what you're eating. Are you hydrating properly? Are you getting enough sleep? Are you getting any exercise at all? And what are you doing for your mental health? Are you doing any kind of stress management, meditation, anything like that at the end of the day? Giving them simple tools that they can incorporate in the lifestyle and environment that they live in on the road so they can get a little healthier.
So you have all the resources for them, or at least you can point them in the right direction like an advocate.
We have the resources. We have a mobile app. We have an application that they can log into. It's entirely gamified. They can connect their wearable to it. They can connect their CPAP to it. We monitor any of their annual screenings. We can ingest that data. And so our platform has logic and it's intelligent enough to then contour a lifestyle plan for them.
Oh,
and
nice.
If they hit their targets and they hit their goals within that lifestyle plan using the mobile app, they get points for it. And then we have our own Rolling Strong Visa card that companies can sponsor, and people can actually earn money and get paid to make healthy choices.
An incentive
form. Yes.
Okay, so the reason why Steve and I have gravitated towards each other, because one of those components he talked about was mental health. Mental health doesn't just affect you and I; it affects the businesses on the planet and the people that are delivering our food. Everything that we consume has to go onto a truck. There's pressure on these guys to get it there in time. There's all sorts of things, but the main thing is mental health, which again comes back to why Steve would be involved with JP, because of anti-violence and stopping the hate is about mental health, and it all more and more everything that's going on right now is just about. It's come to the mental health. No matter if it's hate or if it's violence or if it's diets or whatever it is, it's back to mental health. No matter it doesn't seem it's that simple, but it is that simple, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And so, ironically, for me, a big part of my background is mental health. So I'm very open about it. A lot of people think it's a taboo subject to talk about. I grew up in an environment where I was in facilities. I had my own battles with mental health. I've been very fortunate enough to find resources and build tools that allow me to navigate and do pretty good in life and live a good, productive, fulfilling life with lots of loving, good people around me. And that can be that way for a lot of people. people. So when Rolling Strong, what we do is we focus on this. So if somebody has a problem with mental health, emotional disorders, psychological disorders of any kind, we're looking at the things again that we can help them control first and foremost. Are you eating right? Are you hydrating? Are you getting enough sleep? All things that can contribute and exacerbate or your mental health situation. And so
Absolutely.
if we do those things right first, and then there's help needed beyond that, we have a partnership with a organization called Talkspace. They're the largest digital mental health platform, one of the largest ones in the world right now. And so we then give a referral into Talkspace. They can connect to it right through our mobile app, and we can get them the resources that they need. And then in addition to that, I'm a keynote speaker. I like to go around and speak and tell my story to give the motivation and inspiration, whether you're an individual that's battling mental health at whatever level it is, to let you know that there is a life beyond that that's possible. But also, if you're an individual that's caretaking or dealing with somebody that's going through mental health situations, there's resources for them, and there's hope, because there are those of us that have found a way to live a structured and fulfilling life regardless of our mental health condition.
And just a quick backstory on how I even met Steve. It was happenstance. Steve was volunteering at an event that I was producing, and I'm a talker. You can see he's a talker, and we just started blabbering to each other, and come to find out we're in the same game. And that's one thing that I've been gravitating towards. I've manifested, all these things, and being able to tell you that you can get out of this, that you can survive, that you can move on and be better and get better, and become something that you're dreaming of right now. Because I've been there. I've been in the trenches and in the bad spots, and in and out of crazy situations, and never ever in a million years would I think I'd be running a venue, owning my own production companies, being able to help other people in the capacity that I am right now. So to come along and meet someone like Steve, who again, he's an Ironman. He runs Ironman. Matter of fact, I think the first day I met him, within a 5-minute conversation, he had something to say like he just ran a 100-mile race,
Yeah.
right, or something.
Yeah, we
Competed in a 100-mile race or something.
Leadville 100, 100-mile mountain bike race out in Colorado. We climb over 12,000 feet in 100 miles on a mountain bike. It's an awesome, it's fun.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And, that's, for me, that is part of my mental health conditioning. I became an extreme, ultra endurance athlete. So I compete in, 3 to 4 70.3 distance Ironmans a year, and do a lot of other events. But the training, requires incredible focus. It forces me to maintain proper nutrition and hydration, which are all components of, kind of controlling, mental health. It forces me to get rest. It forces me to get recovery. It forces me to have a community of good, positive, healthy people that want to see me succeed around me. All those things are contributing factors to being an ultra endurance athlete, and they also just so happen to be great things that help somebody that is prone to mental health condition and stuff like that. So for me, it's like a double-edged sword, and it helps me get through. So
I can totally relate to that, and the fact that again, manifesting and gravity and the people you have around you that just we gravitate towards each other, both sober. Didn't know that. Just kind of brought it up. I'm 17 years. I think
I will be coming up on 26 years without having a sip, which is
nobody. Let's get something straight. Nobody introduced us. We just literally excuse me. He was moving something. I was moving something, and we just started chatting, and that's where it comes from. When somebody good comes around you, talk to them.
Yeah.
You'll know right away. I got that sixth sense, and it just tells me this guy's a good dude, man. Yeah. And it didn't really happen right away. Later on, we reconnected, and he asked about coming to the theater and speaking, and I kind of threw him to the wolves and challenged him in a sense, right?
Yeah. Come on, did.
Let's see what you got.
We're gonna mic you up in front of a live crowd.
I didn't even tell him that until he got here. It actually was a couple minutes beforehand. We had a little emergency happen, actually, right at the time he was going to go on. I went and took care of that, and I came back, and I said, okay, here's a microphone. We're going to put you out there. The microphone wasn't working its best. Steve still stuck through, which, again, it tells me a champion right there, a guy that just didn't let it affect him. We tuned it in as best as we could. The people all got quiet, and just paid attention to every word he had to say. And and I'm hoping that that gave him something to walk away with, that inspire him a little bit more. He already does this, but it was something that was a challenge for him to get thrown
Yeah.
in front of people.
Well, look,
So thank you.
no, thank you. I mean, when you're putting your best foot forward, you're trying to manifest positivity. You live a life, that's intentional with kindness and doing the right thing. I mean, look, I walked around with a chip on my shoulder for many, many years. Now I can say I can, disarm 5 angry bikers in 5 seconds with kindness. It's what we put into this world. So I volunteer because I go out there and I'm not responsible. I'm not giving direction. I'm just showing up and I'm saying, lead me today. And the great thing is almost every case it leads me to some type of relationship. I bump into new people, and in this case, I bumped into JP, which was fantastic. Being here at the theater and having a chance to get up for 15 minutes in front of a live crowd was fantastic. I met a few people that were inspired by the short talk that I was able to do. I'm back here today practicing here at the Calat Theater, which is wonderful. And I think this is just the beginning of a really positive relationship, because I am also very passionate about what JP's doing with mental health and anti-violence, because those are two big parts of my past that I'm passionate about. And so I'm here to serve. I'm here to help. And hopefully that turns into something positive for both of us.
Thank you, Steve.
Thank you.
You'll see Steve at my events. So this was kind of a preverb of what's going to happen. We're going to have Steve at our anti-violence event, if he'll come up there and just talk for a couple minutes and give you his story of resilience. And it's really what it is. It's all about being resilient. Cancer survivor. I mean, you haven't even heard half of it. This is an inspiration in this package right here. So hopefully you guys will come to anti-violence and you'll meet Steve and myself. So we'll see you guys soon.
Awesome.
What's your website? Let's talk.
SteveKane.com. So Steve Kane with a K, so KANE.com. Easy to find. And on the bottom of the website, you can message me to find out more information about the talks that I do.
Awesome. Thanks, Steve.
You bet. Thank you.
Yeah, how about putting you on the spot?